Nigger District, Jordyn and Tristan, Bryce Harper, Biden, Kanye, and more on this edition of Hot Topics and Hot Mess.
For the latest in news, pop culture too. What you gonna watch? Hot Topics. From Capitol Hill, Beverly Hills. What you gonna watch? Hot Topics. Ashley on the mic, yeah. Hair done right, yeah. Nails done tight. Hot Topics. She got the 411 for you to digest. Stay tuned. Hot Topics. It's hot mess.
This is Ashley. Welcome to this edition of Hot Topics and Hot Mess. A lawmaker in Maryland is under fire after she referred to residents in Prince George's County as the Nigger District.
Who said that? Who said that?
It was Marianne Lasanti. She represents Southern Harford County, which is near Baltimore.
What?
Oh, no, she didn't.
Oh, yes, she did. I spoke to a few residents in her county. Let's hear what they had to say.
The word that she used does not represent our community at all, and we feel she needs to resign.
We had her sign in our yard. Her use of that word to describe black Democratic voters in Prince George's County represents a betrayal. No, I think a lot of white people don't understand just truly how hurtful that word is.
So Lasanti has refused to resign, but she's been unanimously censored by the Maryland House of Delegates. Jordyn and Tristan, that's right. Kylie Jenner's best friend Jordyn supposedly had some type of quick fling relationship with Khloe's baby daddy. We don't even know if they're together anymore. Y'all asked me to talk about this. The truth of the matter is, I don't care. The Kardashians were rich and attention-seeking before this ever happened. The Kardashians will be rich and attention-seeking after this happens. I choose to devote no more energy to this. But I do wish Jordyn all the best. She seems like a very lovely young woman, and she shared her side of the story with Jada Pinkett Smith last week on Red Table Talk, so be sure to check that out.
Hot Topic.
Lawmakers in the House passed a bill that would expand background checks for gun purchases. This is important because it stems from Democratic lawmakers in South Carolina who said that had Dylan Roof, had there been more time to do a thorough background check before he purchased a firearm, it's very possible the shooting of the Emanuel 9 in Charleston might have been avoided. Critics say that that's not entirely the case. There were a lot of things that were going on with the Dylan Roof case, but regardless, 9 innocent lives were brutally murdered in Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston. And so we're going to see where this bill goes. It is not expected, unfortunately, to pass the Senate. R. Kelly is free, and I'm mad. So yeah, a business owner, a woman in Chicago, posted his $100,000 bond. Apparently, y'all, he didn't even have it. His attorneys even said his financial situation was a mess. R. Kelly had been charged with criminal aggravated sexual abuse by 4 women. New evidence has come out. A new tape has been since presented to Chicago police that shows him engaging in sexual activity with a 14-year-old girl. Yes, a 14-year-old girl. Absolutely disgusting. Since then, there have also been reports that R. Kelly's employees and managers may also face charges because, let's face it, they've been enabling all this mess to happen for the past 2 decades. So I'm glad to see. Maybe there will be some resolve to this situation. In sports, Bryce Harper has signed a record-breaking 13-year deal with the Philadelphia Phillies for $330 million. I always enjoyed watching Bryce play here in Washington, D.C., at the home of the Nationals. Now he's moving to the Phillies. They said this is the biggest contract ever in the history of Major League Baseball. Bryce, I'll be here to watch you with the Phillies. You still fine, even though you're not with D.C. anymore. I'm still watch you. Don't argue me on that. Jay Inslee, the governor of Washington State, has announced his decision to run for president. He's solely focused on climate change. And also, good old Uncle Joe Biden. His family says they want him to consider a run, so he's definitely heavily considering it. This now brings the total number of Democratic candidates for 2020 to 6,312. This girl, when I was 3 years old, and what I love about her, she has so much soul. She said, "Excuse me, little homie, I know you don't know me, but my name is Wendy, and I like to blow trees, and from that time, I never blew her off. Brothers come from around town, I like to show her off. She like to act tough." All right, enough of me. That's Kanye's song, The Homecoming. He's talking about his beloved Chicago, the Windy City. Y'all, there is about to be a black woman representing Chicago as the mayor for the very first time. It's coming down to 2 women, Lori Lightfoot or Toni Preckwinkle. There's a runoff on April 2nd, so we'll see who will be leading the Windy City. And speaking of Chicago and Kanye dropped a fire mix to Fred Hammond's This Is the Day. Fred, for those of you who don't know, is my all-time favorite gospel artist. He's been in the game for more than 30 years. And for one of his albums called Free to Worship, he has a song called This Is the Day, which is his modern take on the traditional song, This Is the Day the Lord Has Made. Let's take a look. Don't argue me on this. The church, of course, was divided. People said Kanye ain't got no business up here doing a Fred song. He's possessed by demons. Look, I don't care what you believe about Kanye personally, professionally, or politically. The man is a creative genius. The man can produce. Fred Hammond even loved it. Fred posted on his page how much he loved Kanye's hit. And that's a wrap for this week's edition of Hot Topics and Hot Mess. I'm Ashley, ASHLEI. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out links below on YouTube to some of the news stories that we talked about today. Share what